I'm going to be sharing a recipe video with you. I'm going to be using some of the potatoes that are grown in our allotment. Hello, today I am in the kitchen and I'm going to be sharing a recipe video with you and I'm going to be using some of the potatoes that me and my friends Jen and Lou have grown in our allotment that we did last year. We kind of neglected it towards the end of last year and I went there about a week ago, less than a week ago, to discover that our potatoes had survived. And so I'm going to show you how to make scalloped potatoes today. It is a dairy-free recipe, but don't click off when you hear that. It is a tasty recipe and something pretty delicious for you to share with whoever you want to. So here are the potatoes, very dirty, that I got from the allotment. Now, these probably aren't the perfect potatoes for scalloped potatoes. They're more waxy potatoes. You want russet potatoes, baking potatoes, but they'll do, and I'm just excited to use them in a recipe. I have washed a few, obviously ready for today's recipe, and they're still quite dirty. But yeah, let me show you how to make it. The first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to about 200 degrees Celsius, or I think it's about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, ready for your potatoes to go in. So let's do that. You're then going to want to get about 1 kilo to 1.5 kilos of potatoes, depending on the size of the tray that you're going to use. You then want 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter. You can substitute this for olive oil or whatever oil you've got. It's just something to help heat and cook through the garlic and the onions that we'll also be using and to help make the roux for the cream sauce for the potatoes. You'll need 1 medium onion, small to medium onion, that you're gonna chop up finely. You're then gonna want 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, depending on whether you like lots of garlic or not so much. About 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. 2 cups of milk. I'm using soy milk, but if you're not dairy-free, you can use normal, whole, full-fat milk, or any alternative that you desire, something creamy preferably. 1/2 cup of cream. I'm using Alpro's dairy-free cream, but you can use again normal cream as you need. We're also going to add in about 1/2 cup of veggie stock as well. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I actually don't have any with me in my kitchen today, so I'll leave that out, but it does help to add a lovely cheesy flavour. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but you can adjust to your taste and preference. Some pepper that we're going to crack in. A few sprigs of rosemary that we're going to chop up, and some thyme as well. And to top it off, this is optional, but some breadcrumbs. And if you did want to make more of a cheesy gratin sauce, it would be adding about 1 cup or 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese to the mixture, as I'll show you when I'm making it. So let's get making. To get really thin scalloped potatoes, a mandolin is ideal, but honestly, as long as you cut it thin enough, very nice and thin slice of potato, you don't need a mandolin, but it does make things a lot easier. So I'm going to do that. Now that we've sliced up the potatoes, we're going to move on to making the sort of roux, the sauce that's going to make the potatoes taste super yummy. So get in the butter, put your pan on, heat that up, get your butter in, and get that melted and heated up. The butter is starting to melt. I'm going to add in the onion and the garlic. So let's show the onion in there. We're just going to fry this off about 1 to 2 minutes, just to cook that onion through a little bit and the garlic through. Now let's add in the rosemary and thyme. Turn it down low. And now we're going to add in the flour. Just to give that a stir through on low heat. And now we'll add in the milk, cream and the stock. And then the veggie stock. I'm going to heat it slowly until it starts to thicken and the sauce coats the back of the wooden or metal spoon. At this point, if you've got nutritional yeast, I would add that in now. That, like I said before, is going to give a really nice cheesy flavour. If you did want to make more of a cheesy sauce, more of a gratin, it would be adding about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese at this point as well. What I would like to add in though is some salt and some pepper. Give it a nice mix. Dip your spoon in, make sure the seasoning is all good. That's great. Turning the heat off then, and just popping that to the side. Now we can assemble. I'm getting some butter. I'm just going to lightly butter the tray so don't get any potatoes sticking too badly. And then grabbing the sauce, I'm just going to do a thin layer on the bottom. And then we're going to start layering the potatoes. I like it quite rustic, but if you want to do a pretty pattern, you go ahead. So we've got 1 layer of potatoes there, some more of the sauce, but like a nice thicker layer this time. And then layer some more potatoes. There we go. We'll do another layer. Final pretty thin layer of potatoes on the top. And then get whatever you've got left and spread it on. I'm now going to put foil on top of this and pop it in the oven for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'm going to pull it out, take the foil off, put some breadcrumbs on, and then let it cook again for another 20 to 25 minutes, and it should all be done then. Let's get it out. Listen to this. If you find that you put the scalloped potatoes with the breadcrumbs on for the last 20 minutes and the breadcrumbs are getting too brown too quickly, then just take it out, put the foil on again, let it cook through some more, and then maybe in the last 5-10 minutes take the foil off just to make sure your breadcrumbs aren't burning. Let this cool down for about 10 or so minutes before serving, just so it can solidify a bit. And yeah, cut it up, serve it up. Some roasted veggies, roasted broccoli would be nice, or steamed asparagus, something like that, with a drizzle of butter. Oh, sounds delicious. So there we go, scalloped potatoes, a really pretty simple recipe, to be honest with you. And I'm super proud because they're potatoes that we've done on our allotment. So it's just going to be even more satisfying to eat it a little later on.